You have done it more than 10,000 times, every night of your life, and you have never once seen it happen. Not the moment, not the exact second where you, the person reading these words right now, cease to exist, and someone else, someone unconscious, takes your place. There is no flash, no fade to black, no countdown. One moment you are here, aware, thinking, feeling the weight of your own body in the dark, and then nothing, not even a memory of the gap, just morning. Your brain has been erasing this moment from your awareness every single night, without asking your permission, and tonight, it will do it again. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you will never fall asleep the same way again. Think about the last time you tried to catch yourself falling asleep. You lay very still. You watched your thoughts drift. You told yourself, this time, I'll notice the exact second it happens. You never do. It isn't because you weren't paying attention. It's because the thing that pays attention is the first thing to go. Scientists call it the hypnagogic state, the strange, unstable borderland between waking and sleep. Your muscles loosen. Your thoughts stop obeying logic. Random images flash uninvited across your mind. A face you don't recognize. A staircase that leads nowhere. A sentence that almost makes sense. This is your brain slowly switching off the parts of itself that make you you. And here's the part almost nobody tells you. Consciousness doesn't shut off like a light switch. It dissolves, piece by piece, like a building being disassembled while people are still living inside it. Around 90 minutes before actual sleep, something happens that most people never notice. Your sense of your own body starts going first, not your mind. Your body. Researchers studying sleep onset have found that the brain regions responsible for spatial awareness, the felt sense of where your arms and legs are, the feeling of a room existing around you, begin powering down before higher thought does. Which means, for a few unnoticed minutes each night, you are a mind without a body, floating thoughts with no sense of where they're anchored. But then something stranger happens. The part of your brain that generates your sense of self, your inner narrator, the voice that says, I, doesn't vanish all at once either. It fragments. It starts producing thoughts that feel like yours, but were never something you decided to think. This is why hypnagogic thoughts feel so uncanny. They aren't lies, they're half-truths from a mind that is losing the authority to organize itself. And this is where it gets disturbing. For a brief window each night, there is no you steering the ship. There is only a ship drifting, still generating waves of thought with no one left at the wheel to claim them. Here's the twist almost nobody talks about. Even if you could somehow stay aware during that final slide into sleep, you still wouldn't remember it. Memory formation requires a functioning hippocampus, the brain's recording device. But right as you cross into stable sleep, the hippocampus is one of the first structures to be taken offline. In other words, your brain doesn't just stop you from noticing the moment you fall asleep. It makes sure that even if you did notice, it would delete the footage. You are not just losing consciousness every night. You are being denied the right to witness your own disappearance. Sit with what that actually means. There is a version of you right now who has already fallen asleep 10,000 times, and who has 10,000 memories that were created and instantly destroyed before they ever reached you. Somewhere, every night, a small death happens, and the witness is erased along with the event. You'd think evolution would want you to stay alert to the transition into total vulnerability. This is the moment your body goes fully undefended. No fangs, no fists raised, just stillness, in the dark, for hours. So why would your brain sabotage your own awareness at the most vulnerable moment of your day? Because full awareness during the transition would prevent sleep from happening at all. Sleep requires trust. Your nervous system cannot stay vigilant and lose consciousness at the same time. The two are biologically incompatible. To fall asleep, your brain has to convince you completely that it's safe to stop watching, which means every night, without exception, you are performing an act of total surrender. You are trusting a world you cannot see, a body you cannot feel, and a mind that is about to stop being yours, and you're doing it without even realizing you agreed to it. This is where the story stops being about biology, because what happens to you every night isn't just a neurological event, it's a rehearsal. Every night your identity dissolves. Your sense of self fragments, your grip on your own body loosens. And a version of you steps forward into unconsciousness, trusting, blind, undefended, hoping that whatever lets you come back in the morning still will. And it always has. So far. But think about what that actually reveals about the self you're so sure you have. If your identity can dissolve completely every single night without your permission or your awareness, how solid was it to begin with? We like to believe the self is a fixed thing, a core, something continuous and unbroken running quietly underneath the noise of daily life. But your own nights disagree. Every 24 hours, you rehearse losing yourself completely. And every morning, something reassembles the pieces and calls at you again. Maybe that's why the fear of sleep and the fear of death sit so close together in the human mind. Not because sleep is death, but because sleep is proof that consciousness was never permanent, never guaranteed, never even continuous. It is something rebuilt fresh, moment by moment, by a brain that could, in theory, simply fail to bring it back online. You are not falling asleep tonight. You are disappearing tonight. Quietly, completely, without a witness, trusting against all evidence that whoever wakes up tomorrow will still be close enough to you to answer to your name. So the next time you lie in the dark, waiting for sleep to take you, remember this. You will never catch the moment it happens. No one ever has. Because the last thing your mind does before it lets you go is make sure you're not watching.